Welcome. And we're here again for our day 3 of sorry, I got distracted by a pop-up on my screen. This is Natalie, and we're on day 3 of our Manifest with Intentions workshop. And I hope you have, so there's a couple people that are joining us just today. It's never too late. It's always the right time for us to get clear and set our intentions and align them with the universe. So welcome. And for those of you that have been with me since Saturday, I just say I hope you're giving yourself grace and you're taking the time to tune in to your information. And so we're going to talk a little bit deeply about that today, tuning into your guidance and how you might do that a little bit differently. Sharing some of my perspective on some tips you can use to tune into your own guidance and get clear on what that message is for you and what direction you should go when you encounter options and opportunities. And so I'm very happy to be here with you all. I just was getting ready and I was getting so excited about the stuff that I'm showing you in our session. So I hope that you are too. So what else? Oh, I think that's it. And I'm going to jump into the slides and start talking about our topic of the day. So I'm going to share my screen and hopefully all goes well. Last time we had a little blip on YouTube, but I think we're all good now. So today is our third day of our guided ritual. It doesn't have to be your last day though, and we'll talk more about that later. And we're really focusing on what it means to tune into your guidance and my universe and the universe of energy that I live and work in. Tuning into your guidance means setting your energy field. So what we're going to go over in class tonight is setting your energy field, the steps to see clearly, and then those 10 intuitive energy practices to boost your prosperity. There's a separate download on your course portal with that information as a one sheet so that you can just print it up and have it to look at as a reminder. And then, reviewing what you're going to be doing for the third day of your ritual, and then a little bit about what's next and the next things that are coming up in my universe to share with you. So setting your energy field, I created this little graphic, but I have one that's a little bit more animated to show you. Starts with grounding, that red line. You see that goes down into the earth, clearing out your intuitive space, that space between your ears, behind your eyes, your sixth chakra, where your analytical mind and intuitive mind live, so that you're sure to see your own information. Setting your energy bubble, your aura bubble. You can do that by giving it a color. Putting some protection around your energy field, and I use a high frequency image of a rose because roses vibrate at a high frequency. And when we put those up for protection instead of a wall or any kind of like blocking barrier, it doesn't prevent the good things from getting in, right? So we're just putting an image up of here's my protection and this is what I want you to match in order to be around my space. And then we fill in our energy field with a gold sun. So I'm going to step over here and show you this little animation I created to help you better understand what it means to set your energy. It's a tool that I use every single day, and it changed my life because I used to be going to work in the technical business, and a lot of times I was traveling a lot for work, and I was getting on airplanes and I was being around a lot of humanity, and I'm an empath, right? And this is where earlier in my life when I was didn't have tools yet, 20 plus years ago, I would often feel really, gunky from being around so many people's energies and having absorbed stuff. So as soon as I started learning this tool set, I'm going to show you in this animation, and applying it, I began to feel way more at peace and at ease as I flowed through all those steps of my life. So this is a little image of the chakra body. And our first step in setting our energy is to put a grounding cord on. I talk often of a tree trunk, but I like this little pillar It's like the column on a great building that's, it's like Athens, the Parthenon. Something solid that connects the base of your spine, your root chakra, to the earth, this planet we're living on right now in a physical body, to help ground you. And then you put an aura bubble up. You notice your aura bubble in your mind's eye, and you give it a fresh color to set your energy to that vibration and to make sure there's no holes in your aura bubble. And then you put some protection roses up, one in front of you, one behind you, one to the right, one to the left, one above you, and one below you. So in all 6 directions, there is this high frequency intention and energy protecting you around the outside of your aura bubble. You're grounded, you have your aura bubble, you have your protection roses, and now you want to call in some good energy. So that gold sun above your head is an image of you calling your energy back to you, into this golden sun right above your crown, right above that 7th chakra. And then you watch it drop down and fill up your aura bubble. You can watch it flow into the top of your head, or you can watch it just drop in and fill up the whole aura bubble, whatever works for you. So those are the steps of setting your energy. And I hope that animation was somewhat helpful to help you visualize it when you're doing your own meditation. You don't have to close your eyes to do that. I did it. I've done it for years while I walk. Now you got to know the steps and practice them maybe with your eyes closed for a little bit until they become automatic, so that when you're walking, I did it for years walking my dog, just put my grounding cord, but bubble, and do some other tools as well. So the next thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and this is sort of the core element of our conversation around manifestation and really creating what we want in our lives, is to be able to see it clearly and to make sure we're seeing our information. So one of the number one things about seeing clearly is to clear out that center of headspace, your 6th chakra, because we can get a lot of other people's attention, beliefs, pictures, desires of us imprinted into our psychic space, and from unconsciously or consciously, because they want something or they want us to be a certain way, or their people around us are showing us things that we might compare ourselves with. So clearing out the center of your head is one of the first steps towards practicing getting clear, so that you can see your truth and release any doubt or uncertainty. And I like to visualize that by blowing or with a fan or hosing it out, or one of my students likes to call in a bouncer, like she's at the door of a exclusive club, and say, "You're out of here." So whatever works for you to open that, make sure that space is just you in the center of your head and your psychic space. And then you want to ask, what's influencing your sight? Ask yourself some questions. And this is specifically if you are uncertain about something and you're wavering on what this information is. Do I know this? Is my mind getting this answer from real physical things in the linear world that I have access to? Do I see it with my intuitive mind? Is it something that's available to me beyond the physical world? Like, say, someone is lying to me. I see it. I can tell they're lying to me, even though their words are different than what's the truth is. So you feel that, you sense that intuitively. Or do I fear it? That fear can be a result of having energetic programs and pictures. And I've often heard people say, my intuition has betrayed me, or I know I have intuition and then it's wrong or whatever. Well, I think that in those cases, it's typically because that person has, and I've done it myself too, a program or a picture or belief that's blocking you seeing the truth. That's creating a intuitive hit based on what you fear or hope to be true, rather than and you're defining it as intuition rather than actually your intuition. So I like to ask myself when I'm encountering something I'm unsure about, Do I know this with my mind? Do I see it with my intuition? Or do I fear or hope this is the truth? And so that is one way to get towards your clarity. Another step to see clearly is ask these 3 questions. Another 3 questions to ask. If you feel any doubt or uncertainty, or your energy is disruptive, say it's your energy is disruptive and you're not certain why, then you will ask yourself, is it me? Is it someone else? Or is it something else? And that is when you're feeling if you're empathic and you're sensitive and you're feeling say suddenly you feel overwhelmed or angry or sad or something, and you weren't expecting to feel that way because just a few moments ago you were feeling differently. The question that you ask yourself is it me? Is it something that's come up in me that I need to look at and clear? Is it someone else's energy that I've been around, that I've absorbed, or I'm matching their energy? Or is it something else? Is there something, a spirit that's not in a physical body, that's gotten into my space and changing my perspective, altering my perspective with control, or other vibrations that something else might be influencing you with? So those are really important pieces about checking into your, and I'm going to just, let's see if I step back here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a minute to connect with you face to face. And what I feel like before we dive into the next step of the class is that I'd like to take a moment for each to just drop into practicing setting your energy and taking a look at your own guidance. So take a moment to close your eyes and take a deep breath with me. And notice that we're going to start by setting that grounding cord. Notice from the base of your spine all the way down into the earth is that pillar or root, giving you a solid foundation. And then see your aura bubble and give it a new color, like paint it a beautiful color that inspires you. Today, I'm attracted to blue and gold and peach. But what are those colors for you? Give it a color. And take a moment now to clean out the center of head space, that space between your ears and behind your eyes, that pineal gland and your intuitive mind. Just clean that center of head space out of anybody else's energy that showed up to class with you. Anybody that's curious and wants to know what you see intuitively or wants to control you. That's feisty. Just clean any of that energy out of the center of your head to make it just this empty room. And once it's this beautiful empty room, a fresh space, you can put something in that center of head that inspires you. A piece of fruit, a flower, something that's inspiring, an image of a place, the ocean, tree house. Great. Got your grounding cord, you've got your bubble in the center of your head is clear and clean just for you. And it is now your happy space. Now you're going to put up some protection. That aura bubble, in front of it, see that there is a rose. That rose has a stem on it that's all the way down into the earth. It's grounded. And it's set there in front of your aura bubble to protect you, to show whoever you encounter vibrationally that this is the level of encounter that you want to experience in the world. It's high frequency image of energy. And now when you like the way that rose looks, start replicating it. Put one behind you on the outside of your aura bubble, one to your right, one to your left, one above your head, and one below your feet. So in all 6 directions around that aura bubble, you have these signs that the world gets to see of your high frequency, and you're protecting your space from any energy whacks that get sent your way, to slow them down, maybe stop them altogether from having as negative an impact on your experience. Great. And finally, just notice right above your head that big gold sun. And it's magnetically calling your energy back to you from every place that you have been today, any people you've encountered, anything that's out in the future. Bring that energy back to the present time, into that golden ball of light where when it's in the present, it has power to be used to create, to manifest. And then put a big, big bucket full of permission to receive into that golden ball of light. You're working with permission to receive all that you're asking the universe for. Reach up in your mind's eye and let that sun, gold sun, get popped like a balloon and flow down its energy into you, into your aura bubble, filling it up all the way down from the base. It's like running down into that aura bubble and filling up the space around your body, soaking in your body, and really resetting you and your space with this vibration of your best medicine. Your energy is your best medicine. Great. You've set your energy. It looks awesome. I'm just going to invite you now to contemplate one of the items on your manifestation intention list. Maybe you just have one area of your life. And just take a look at that. You might want to use a bubble or a rose to sort of hold it while you're looking at it. Say, I'm going to look at that and see what this one thing is. Is it something about your health? Is it something about your finances? Is it about your home, your relationships, or some other area of your life? Just notice this one area that you're focusing your manifestation energy on for this practice. And in your mind's eye, just ask yourself, what is one thing I could do? What is my guidance showing me is one thing I can do as my next step? What is one thing I could do as my next step? Show me that. Just open yourself to listening to knowing what that one thing is you can do as a next step. Maybe as simple as getting off this call and making a payment on your credit card, pay it down. Or it could be more complex, like making plans to do something that's really good for your body, hiring a personal trainer to get back in shape, or maybe it's having a conversation in your relationship to ask for more of what you want, to be direct about it. Just open your third eye, your intuitive mind, to your guidance for you. What is that next step? And if it's not coming to you in this moment, just trust that it's going to come to you. You can just relax and receive it when it does and notice it. When you're ready, you can just open your eyes and take a deep breath. Great. Great to see all your energies with as you might have noticed, I tend to have a hard time guiding meditations without going there. So I pretty much just go there. And I love it because when I'm guiding it, I always get to sort of see what the group's doing, and I'm really glad you're here and doing this. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to go into the next part of the lessons for class. Great. Here we are. We're going to go through these 10 intuitive energy practices to boost your prosperity. I created this new for this class. It was something that just I feel really inspired by, so I hope you enjoy it too. And it's based on some things that I do for myself, and I've created quite a bit of prosperity in my life, so I feel like those are worth replicating. So the first thing is we run and ground our energy daily so that we make sure that we're getting what we're asking for, not just bumping around in the universe and getting whatever clings to us, right? So what we just did, that practice of setting your energy, is if you can do that daily, it'll shift everything in your life. And it contributes to you with that grounding and holding your space and calling that good energy into your space, to you getting more of what you want in the universe. The second tip on boosting your prosperity is to unmatch from the collective. And what that means is that around us in the world, there's constantly fear messages that there's not enough, or demands that we go into debt to get certain things in life that are socially expected. There's comparison energy out there. There's, you need more stuff in advertising all around us all the time. And so one of the key things of being actually able to hold the space for prosperity is to be able to unmatch from those collective messages that aren't true. So I like to do that by using guided visualization, or I guide myself in visualizing, seeing something that will collect up all that energy. It might be a rose, it might be a bubble, but it's collecting up all the energy that is not what I want, that's from the universe. And not the universe, I would say, from the collective, from our society, from television and the internet and conversations we have, or work, or friends, or family and their fears. Those are collective energy pictures. And you can put them in a bubble or the rose and send them to a faraway place and dissolve them so that you move them out of your energy space. It's just unmatching from them. The third thing I recommend is to make a list of what makes you feel prosperous. And these are things that raise your vibration, right? They're not just monetary things. These are energetics. So, for example, going on a float on the river is something that makes me feel prosperous, or having fresh flowers on my desk, and having someone else clean my house. That one I love. So what makes you feel prosperous? That's good to know, and it changes over time. So make a list of it, write it down, so that you can tap into those at times when you need them and you can't remember. Go back to that list and go, oh, I can do this. I can stop and soak my feet in a little, foot bath, and that will make me feel prosperous, right? Because I feel like I'm doing something extravagant that's not part of my to-do list or requirements in life. So the fourth thing is writing down what you want more of in your life. So that's a little bit different than what makes you feel prosperous. This is more looking at feeling areas where you would like to say you might need some more money, or you might feel like you need to have more time, or you might feel like you would like to have more touch and connection in your life. So what is it that you want more of in your life? Friendship, play, vacation time, whatever those are. Make it real by writing it down. And so next 3 steps are, number 5 is review your finances. This is where we get into talking about the reality of the world we live in. One of the things that can get in the way of our prosperity is when we don't face the reality of our finances by avoiding them. But if you take the time to look at them every month, it takes the charge off of the fear, right? Or the unknown. So know what you have, know what you don't have, know what you owe, and that in itself steps you into an empowered position rather than having it like dragging you energetically down by being something that you're not 100% in the know about. Number 6 is keep your wallet organized. So this is just sort of a symbolic gesture, right? So if your wallet is organized, or your purse, with a part of your purse you hold your money in, or it is symbolically saying, "Hey, I keep my shit together. I respect what I have. I honor it, and I have room for more." So that's a great way to send the message to the universe around your prosperity. And I've even actually often carried a little sort of non-coin coin in my purse. It started when I went on my first trip to Europe. A woman gifted me a protector for my trip that was supposed to protect me from getting robbed or having any losses. And I was 19, and I put it in my little wallet that was in my backpack. And I lost that coin on my trip, but I never was robbed. In fact, I found $100 converted to a $100 bill in US, German franc, German, I think, yeah, it was before the euro. And so it was like, yeah, you can put a little symbol of that prosperity, your little pocket angel in your wallet too. And number 7 is use positive words when you think and speak about money and time, because time is very related to prosperity. Fear of not enough time. I don't have enough time in this life. I don't have enough time today. I don't have enough energy. Those fears, those get in the way of our prosperity. So I always like to sort of turn it around and say, "Hi, I have all the time I need," right? I have all the money I need. And so that's keeping your words positive. If you find yourself saying something negative or speaking to yourself about, negatively or fear-based about time and money, pause and turn it around. So number 8 is fill in with those gold bubbles of energy, right? Fill in with gold bubbles of energy that are related to your prosperity. And one of my favorites is having this, letting yourself have what you're asking for from the universe. You can also do what we just did, is focus on the word receive. You can fill in with big bubbles full of abundance or prosperity, or just that sensation that we talked about earlier of like what makes you feel prosperous. You can fill in with that vibration. But fill in, how much can you let yourself have? Drop that energy bubble into your crown and watch it flow down to fill up every cell of your body. And then, as you have probably observed, one of my favorites is creating altars, having a little altar to prosperity, or including prosperity on your altar. Because it's a way of sending that message of beauty. Put things you value on it, literal and symbolic images, what makes you feel prosperous, photos of people you love, something special like a piece of jewelry, maybe a picture of a dream travel spot, crystals, which are great for charging energy, money even, but make it beautiful. Beauty is part of prosperity. And then 10, practice gratitude. My belief is that love fuels abundance, and love is why we're all here, right? To remember what is possible when we vibrate at the frequency of love. And when we vibrate at the frequency of love, because we love ourselves and we're letting ourselves be loved, and we can send that love energy out into the universe. So no matter who it is that we encounter, it's not about us and them, it's about this vibration of love. And gratitude is the number one way to get there. So count your blessings and be grateful for what you have. And I know that sounds sort of like predictable, but it is a universal truth in my world. So it's day 3 of your ritual, and it's time to just continue reinforcing your intentions with your body, I moved my object to another room just yesterday with my process. So with your body, you want to hold that infused object with your intentions in your hands and move it to a new place. I moved mine from my altar to the bedside table, and you might, move yours to a new spot outside or in your house. But make it meaningful wherever you move it to. Know that your energy is going with it to be uh, activating the manifestation. Then in your mind, read and restate your manifestation affirmation, the personal ones you made, and even the list of manifestation affirmations that I provided yesterday on the course portal. And I challenge you to do a little mirror work with that, because saying it out loud and looking at yourself in the mirror, it's not as easy as it sounds, but it's powerful. And then for your heart, for your feelings, energy, take that big, we used a rainbow colored balloon full of energy, the good energy that you identified. Maybe a few of them, I have 3: approval, delight, and freedom are mine. And fill in with a big gold sun full of that big, the generically word called rainbow colored sun full of each of those energies. And then ask your guides to show up for you, to help you manifest your intentions. Invite them to be creative, invite them to show themselves. I invited the universe to show itself in my first day of activation. And later that day, I saw this fawn and this doe and her 2 little fawns. She had twins in my big field, the field next to my house that is part of my property. And all the grass was so high in that field that you could only see the little fawns, the twins, when they would jump up into the air. So it was like they were in a sea of green. It was beautiful, and it was very inspiring, and it helped me tune into that sense of innocence and kindness that deer so represent. And resilience, right? Here they are able to live in cities practically anymore. So ask the universe to surprise you and make it better than you can imagine. My favorite. Just a few more tips on how to empower that 3-day ritual. Take the steps that we just went over. Integrate one or all of those items on the intuition energy practices list to boost your prosperity. You can do one, you can do many, you can do all. And say those manifestation affirmations, as I said, and amp them up with the mirror work if you have have the privacy and the courage to do so. It does take courage. And I just also invite you to open to extending the energetic imprint and saying your manifestation affirmations daily until the summer solstice, which is Friday, I believe, June 21st. It is 100% fine for you to stop whenever you are ready to stop. But we've got a nice window of energy, and to reaffirm and keep sending that energy all the way to the point of the summer solstice just charges it up extra good. So just in summary, what we've been doing this last 3 days in the process of ritual for manifestation, as we started by looking at what our blocks are and getting clear for ourselves so that you can send a clear message to the universe, right? So if you're not clear, you're not going to be sending a clear message to the universe. And then creating a ritual with that so that you can raise your vibration, right? The ritual is primarily to really make clear and physical the message you're sending to the universe and raise your vibration. So in that, it becomes more and more effective the more we can align ourselves, our body, our actions, our minds, our thoughts, our heart, our feelings, our spirit, our energy. With all 4 of those aligned and our message clear through our ritual, we manifest amazing things in our lives. So, and most of all, I say most of all because I feel like in order for us to have peace in life and have a sense of purpose in our lives, that tuning into your guidance is one of the most important things as a soul, because we're all here for individual reasons, right? There's no one soul that's alike. We're all unique. And so we need to tune into our information and our guidance. You need to turn into yours, not anybody else's. Nobody else has the answers. Your soul really has the answers for you. So I hope you do that. Wow. Well, I want to just wrap it up by sharing what's next in my universe. I later this week I will be doing I always do at the solstices and equinoxes, a card reading live on my Facebook page. So I think I'll be announcing that tomorrow. It'll likely be a little early. It'll be on probably Wednesday because I'm volunteering and I won't be able to do it in the evenings of Thursday, Friday, or maybe I'll do it Saturday. We'll see. So we'll be doing a free reading on my Facebook group for the solstice, summer solstice. And then I have this empath strength training group. I know several of you that are in this course are in my group. If you found yourself curious about wanting more tools and wanting to feel more confident in those energy tools, please consider joining me. It's such a empowering experience to sit with a group of people, even though we're all in different places, and run our energy, set our energy, and learn new tools, and then have them to put to use in your life when you encounter things where you need boundaries, you need to deal with, you have tools to deal with an energy vampire. You need our next class, our next group is going to be next week, Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. And the topic for our next practice is going to be on managing stress and anxiety. So if any of those are interesting to you, you might join us next week for that live practice on Tuesday. And the most exciting part is I've decided where the location is for my next international retreat, and that'll be in March and early April of 2020. I'm calling it Follow Your Intuition to Guatemala and Discover the Mysteries of Your Soul. It's a beautiful, beautiful high mountain lake in Guatemala, off the beaten path, and really an awesome opportunity for us to go deep and tap into those soul memories and use the practice of ritual through that. So we'll be opening registration for that in July. It's just around the corner. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can look at you again and just say hello. I am so glad you're here, and make sure that you check your course portal to get a copy of the slides, to get a copy of the animation around setting your energy, and those downloads that are available for each of the days of our practice together. And if you have questions or you want to share your experience, please feel free to email me. I received a few emails already of pictures of people's altars, their manifestation statements, and I'm here to support you. And if you want a witness, I'll be your witness. So may you be blessed, and may all that you're intending to manifest come to you with ease and grace. And may your spirit be at peace. And thank you so much. Good night. Goodbye.